पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन जी की जय। Okay, welcome you all. So this morning we are uh, reading from Srimad Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 5, text number 19 to 20, 21. This chapter's name is Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. Very important chapter. So one must definitely understand each and every word. So first let me read, then we go through one by one verse. इहैवतये जितसर्गो येषां समये स्थितं मनो निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिताः. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So, if we see in the last verse, Sridhar Prabhu, can you put me on spotlight? Yeah. So it's the last verse we read all Pandita Samadarshina, its connections. So, a Pandita sees a Sama equal everyone. So Srila Prabhupada mentions here, the humble sages by virtue of true knowledge sees with equal vision and learned and a gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. He sees everyone, all human beings, or even in human beings, there will be a difference. Sometimes we feel that he's intelligent, he's not intelligent. We see in the caste, greed, and all. Like sometimes we compare. No, it's most of the time dog and dog eater and different aspects. And like that, a Pandita, he never sees that. As the rain falls everywhere and different seeds sprout up, so the Lord equally inspires all jivas. We have to understand that. Because in the aspects of Lord, we all are equal. So a pure devotee of Lord also sees everyone is equal. Like how Guru sees in a class, all students are equal to him. He doesn't discriminate any, what do you say, any scale of amount of discrimination. Like how father and mother takes care of their children. In this verse, it says that those whose minds are absorbed in the equality of impartiality in the faultless Paramatma have conquered over the world of birth and death. Convinced of this, they easily attain liberation. So, if you see from 17 words total, next few verses, actually, this we can see how practically in our life, how we can apply these principles. We have to think in that aspect always. Shastra means Bhagavad-gītā, not only reading, we have to understand how we can implement and how we can follow this in our daily life. So then we can progress in devotional service, devotional life. At the same time, the motive of this Bhagavad-gītā, we have to practically experience when we apply in our life. Otherwise, there's no points we can read, just we'll understand by reading. So vision of a jnani or Paramatma Vadi, we have to understand that. What is that? One who is fixed in the knowledge of the relationship between the living entity, material nature, mature, and the spiritual soul, becomes enlightened and attains liberation. A Krishna conscious person enjoys unlimitedly pleasure within himself by fixing his consciousness on Krishna, always busy working for the welfare of all beings, he soon achieves liberation. As long as one identifies with this body, he is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as is elevated to stage of equanimity through the realization of self, he is liberated from the conditioned life. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after his death. Krishna says, the real problem in this material world is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So how to overcome this? The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Similarly, when a living entity is without attraction or hatred, he also becomes flawless and eligible to enter into the spiritual sky. Such persons are to be considered already liberated. And their symptoms are described next verse. And before going to next verse, I'll add some more thing. And this was praised the ability to see equally in this world. Iha eva. They have defeated samsara, that which has been created, sargajita. So the person who is in Krishna conscious and iha eva, they have defeated samsara. It doesn't mean that, okay, we have to leave samsara and fully dedicated to Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in so many conversations with his disciples, and during lectures also, he says that, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that, in Kali Yuga, a grihastha, one who fully engages himself in Krishna consciousness, is equivalent to sannyas. So in 1975, when Prabhupada was in his Vespuja time in London, he says that, my grihastha devotees, I want to see them as a Paramahamsas. We know the Hamsa means a swan. The best quality is that when you mix milk and water, so it only takes milk, it leaves the water. So a grihastha devotee also should take what is good for his devotional services, how he can become a close to Krishna, and which is not suitable for devotional service, he has to give up slowly. Then he has to elevate himself to the spiritual sky. That we have to understand. So that's what we have to understand from this verse. Next verse, please. Na prahasyat priyam prapya no dvijet prapya cha priyam tera buddhir asammudho brahmavid brahmani stita. This is very important words. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor lament upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the sense of God, is already situated in transcendence. Sthira buddhi. In this verse, it says that sthira buddhi, self-intelligent, and asammuda, unbewildered, Brahmavid, one who knows the Supreme perfectly. So, a person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God is situated in transcendence. The symptoms, the first symptom is that he is not illusioned by the false identification of the body with his true self. He thus knows his constitutional position perfectly well without falsely trying to become one with the Supreme in all respects. This is called Brahman and realizations or self-realization. This verse speaks of the characteristics of the person situated in Brahman. Okay. And who situated his present body, he does not rejoice or connect or attaining favorable or unfavorable conditions attained by the prarabdha karmas. Why? Him intellect is fixed. In his Atma, Sthira Buddhi, rather than the body. He is not bewildered by identifying identifying the eternal Atma and the temporary body. Asammuda. He realizes the Brahman with its equality, its quality of equanimity and Brahmavid. The person of these qualities is situated in Brahman. How do we understand this? A person who is situated in Brahman, he has these qualities. And he never sees his present body. He does not rejoice or lament on attaining favorable or unfavorable conditions fixed in Atma. And the person of these qualities is situated in Brahman. So next verse, please.
Prabhu, next sloka is not there. 5.20.
2021, right? 19, 20, 21.
19, 20, 21. Sorry. I think I missed that. Okay, I'm just sharing from Swami.
Yeah. It's very. I have to open different. Okay. बाह्यस्पर्शेषु अशक्तात्मा विन्दते आत्मनि यत्सुखं स ब्रह्मयोगायुक्तात्मसुखं अक्षयम् आश्नुते. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. So, this was describes a person realizes his own Atma and then Paramatma. When a person not attached to experiencing the objects of the senses realizes his own nature and experiences bliss, he then attains samadhi in Paramatma, like Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, and attains indestructible happiness, which is an experience of great bliss. Akshayam Sukham is in a great bliss. So Prabhupada mentions in this verse, if we see in purport, Unacharya mentions that since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing a new pleasure in him. So when he thinks of material pleasure or sensual pleasure, he thought of spitting immediately. When he gets thought of sex pleasure, he immediately spits, because it is the tucham. When we hanker for something which is very highest thing is with us, and we never definitely expect or hanker for something which is really below than that. A person, how do we understand this? A person who has a palatable dishes in front of him with having like chapan bhog, 56 items. So you give him something like pizza or burger, he doesn't have any urge or taste to have this pizza and all burger, because there are 56 items which is offered to Krishna. So when we have fully fixed in ourselves on Krishna consciousness, we never give priority for bodily urges and the sensual pleasures. And present, now whole world is, you see, in present days, the world is situated on certain level. Puja Pratistha Labha. We see whole corporate world is situated, surrounded by the money and fame. You see film stars situated for fame and handsomeness, and politicians situated for power and money. So everything degraded in Kali Yuga. So we have to understand that it is rare to find a pure devotee also in Kali Yuga. If we have those association, so we can overcome by having those association, and we can fix our life towards Krishna. We have to fix our goal. Our life's big achievement is to become Krishna consciousness devotee, and we have to understand the purpose of life, how we can become Krishna consciousness, and how we can advance in further in day-to-day life and end of the life. The matter is that when we are leaving this body, we have to remember Krishna. So for that, we have to practice from the beginning. So in that aspect, definitely we will achieve the goal of life, the purpose of life. So when a person clearly understands this is the life's goal, then his life becomes successful. His mind is not attached like asaktatma to the happiness of sense objects, bahya sparshesha. And since he experiences in the soul, atmani, happiness from having attained Paramatma, he then attains the happiness permanently, akshayam. Since in constantly releasing the sweetness, he does not release lower things, because he is having a highest thing. So you see in position wise, when a person is offered to be a president or like, if you see in India, the highest position is in material is prime minister position. If he's been offered to a prime minister for the nation, then after experiencing prime minister, if you ask him to become a chief minister, he will not accept, even though it is power is included, because it is degrading. We also like that. When we have experienced the highest, when being experiencing highest thing in our life, we don't have any desire for the small things. That's what we have to see. And next, like in a couple of verses, next, like not till 26, these are very important verses. And yeah, of course, Bhagavad-gītā, each and every verse is very important. Yeah, so next we can discuss about how enjoyment arising from sense objects and how it causes us to suffer. So that and an intelligent person, definitely he never chooses the sensual pleasure. So that's what we have to understand. And from 17 to till 26 verses are very important. We learned like 18th verse, a Pandita, he sees everyone is in Sama equal level. And next verse we see equilibrium, like how he manages. And the next verse we see the person who is intelligent person is not bewildered by the body or anything coming from the activity by activities of the body performs. And the next verse we learn how he become anasakta. So that's what this conclusion from these verses. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to discuss about this Bhagavad-gītā. And Prabhupada mentions one of his lectures, one of his disciples asks him, so how long it takes one to understand about Bhagavad-gītā? And Prabhupada says, even for us, one verse to understand, it takes 1,000 years. So, but when we accept a pure devotee as our spiritual guide, and who is a representative of Kṛṣṇa, then even though we don't have qualification to understand, our buddhi is not much realized or not awakened, but by touch of a spiritual master and his presence and his guidance will make us to become a qualified and to understand, because we will have a taste on Kṛṣṇa by chanting his holy name and hearing his holy name, and we slowly experiencing the devotional services, engaging ourselves 9 out of any one of these devotional services. So by like engaging ourselves in devotional services, one becomes slowly asakti. He develops his taste for Kṛṣṇa. So slowly one day we will become closer to Kṛṣṇa. So we have to understand that. So every one's life is made for Kṛṣṇa consciousness. But how do we understand this? By only having Kṛṣṇa in our life, that we can understand. Right? Prabhu, so should I start explaining this Devarayana Durga pastime about Lord Narasimha?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Can we do the Narasimha first and then you
Yeah.
can...
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yes,
Hare
yes.
Krishna, Prabhuji. I just have a doubt.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavad
Prabhupada,
Mataji.
like, as a devotee, we are in this material world, so some kind of sense gratification is also there, necessary.
Yeah.
So how much of that is necessary, or how to take up this, how to live as a devotee, like how to balance this sense gratification also, and also higher, and also seeking higher purpose, how to balance this? Can you just tell us?
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. It's a wonderful question. And can I ask you actually now, particularly, in what kinds of sense gratification we are expecting and aspiring for it?
Prabhuji, like from basic Prabhuji, like, having a sumptuous meal is also kind of sense gratification, right? Some basic.
Yeah.
From it
Okay.
starts from
Got
basic
it,
and
Mataji. Got it. You see,
advances. And what
yeah, got
happens
it.
is we go into a loop, and we start, getting into the loop, and engage more in that. So as a devotee, like, how to balance that, I'm asking Prabhuji.
So, Mataji, do you read Prabhupada books, any other books other than Bhagavad-gītā?
Yes, Prabhuji, I read.
Did you read the Nectar of Instruction?
No, I haven't read Nectar of Instruction.
It's Nectar of Instruction. Srila Rupa Goswami clearly mentions that. So, how actually, what purpose we take prasad or anything, food?
We take it because it's like a fuel to our body that is nutritious, so we consume food.
Yeah. So,
But sometimes we indulge.
that is good if you're taking the prasadam and experiencing the sweetness of Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa says in one place in Bhagavad-gītā, even whatever you're experiencing the bliss, and that also the pleasure of me. Okay, that you may experience that bliss, but the pleasure comes to me. So whatever we do activities, even karma, we see that some people have attachment towards sensual pleasures in a different aspects, like in a bodily platform, when we think. So they think that, okay, I am enjoying it, but actually real enjoyer is Kṛṣṇa. So if we take more than needy anything for the body, it causes us to suffer. So
we should take it like this. Yeah, I got it, Prabhuji. Getting it.
Yeah. So more than needed, definitely it causes us to suffer. So a person,
anything more than need is like, okay, then Prabhuji.
Yeah. Even he says that in Ishopanishad, Isha Vashayam Idam Sarvam. So everything is, we should have how much we need something. Okay, a person wants to be a big man, he has a good job, he has a big house and some 4-5 cars. After having 4-5 cars also, if you are hankering for the more cars, okay, that's good. Upgrading one brand to other brand, and within the brand up, advanced model. So at the same time, okay, that is good. Some point of time, then definitely a person, if he is in a Kṛṣṇa consciousness, definitely he loses his all these material elements. So when he become a devotee, then definitely he will understand the purpose of the life and the importance of the life. If he is not really in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and definitely he will focus on puja pratishtha labha, then finally he has to experience a bitterness from it. Okay,
yes,
Mataji, you got?
Yes, Prabhuji, I got it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Prabhuji, as I understand, like to the question of what Mataji's asked, and of course you have replied. I'm just talking about my experience. But initially, when you're in Kṛṣṇa conscious, we are not Goswamis. We've come in, and we have a lot of hankering of doing this, like initially when you're coming, you're going to the movies, you want to go to the restaurant, and it's very like, but when you catch hold of Guru's this thing, all this tastes very slowly. You don't even realize when all this becomes a very secondary. And then when you're thinking of offering, oh, only I'm going to offer it to the Lord and then eat. You'll see, very, very subtly it gets away from you. Like, at least
Yeah,
I've
that
experienced
is, yes, Mataji, you're right.
that's like Anukul and me. Like
Anukul and
Anukul used to
Krishna.
be he's such a foodie. But now when I see him, he'll say like nahi chahiye. Like very it becomes very secondary, Prabhu. I mean, what you're wearing, how you're moving, like, and when people talk about you're talking about status and all that, it becomes very, very, very secondary. Like, I mean, it's not that it doesn't come. It does come, but it's not as what it was initially.
The priority is
Mataji.
diminishes. The priority diminishes.
Exactly.
Yes, Mataji,
You got
I'm
the
a
word.
very beginner in Krishna consciousness. I'm a small devotee.
Yes. No, we all
That-
small, Mataji. We all learning. There is nothing to feel this thing. We are all learning.
Yes,
The mere fact that you're here and you're doing, it's really, really commendable. I mean, to be in Krishna conscious is you have to have the grace of the Lord, the grace of devotees, and you have to make this thing. So it's not a small devotee or a big devotee, Mataji. We are all in the same boat.
Yeah, we have to understand that
Thank you so much,
Krishnanushelanam. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Sumatra Mataji, thank you for wonderful an insight. Yes, any other doubts? Sorry, I could have asked that, any doubt, because normally, so no member now wish to share most of the time. So anyway, thank you, Mataji, for Sri Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, we can request any devotee to sing the Narasimharthi. Anybody?
Who is interested?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, shall I?
Yes, ma'am.
Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahladaladaine, Hiranyakashirpurvakshahar, Hiranyakashirpurvakshahar, Shilatanka Nakhalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhungam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna
Jai Sri Narasimha Bhagwan ki Jai. Actually, I just want to add a single second. I just gave Mataji one word. Mataji, I have told you that nectar of instruction, so it shows that Atyahara Prayasasta.
Sorry for interruption. Is it written by Rupa Goswami?
I mean, nectar of instruction, you can read that.
Okay. Prabhuji just wanted to know, it's like author by Prabhupada or
Rupa Goswami? Rupa Goswami and Prabhupada.
Both, Prabhuji?
I mean, it is, we got from Prabhupada, but Rupa Goswami composed this.
Fine, Prabhuji. Sure, Prabhuji, I'll read it.
He mentions that Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo niyamadratnya jnana sangasya laulyam cha shadbir bhaktir vinishyate. There are 6 things he has mentioned, so you can go through it if you have time. So I can just read. I mean, I can tell these 6 things. Like,
Please tell, Prabhuji.
yeah, like eating more than necessary, or collecting more funds than required, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain, and taking unnecessary about mundane subject matters, and practicing these spiritual rules and regulations only for the sake of following them, and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of these scriptures, and working independently or whimsically, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, and last, being greedy for mundane achievements.
Prabhuji, what is don't only? I mean more, Prabhuji. I mean, what is
But
don't only? I'm doing more.
no, you remember Mataji Sumantra Mataji shared?
Yes. Slowly the high priority will.
Yeah, that.
The priorities
Yes.
will. Okay. I got it, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Okay.
Yes, Hare Krishna,
And
we can discuss. Sorry.
yeah, thank you. So today we are going to talk about Lord Nrsimhadev, and we know every avatar of Krishna actually it enlightened. It's the appearance of Lord Krishna or any avatar of Krishna, irrespective of different names of Krishna, Lord Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, Varaha, anything, is to protect the devotees first. Then after that, he sees that any ailments of objecting devotee to become a close to Krishna, then he demolish or finishes those elements. So like that, Nrsimhadev's appearance is a very spectacular thing in our devotional practices. We see Nrsimhadev's appearance is a very important thing. Especially is a Bhaktavatsala, and he is a Sarva Vigna Vinashaka and Bhakta Vigna Vinashaka. So by praying Lord Nrsimha, definitely, so we can remove obstacles in our bhakti life, in even material aspect. We can grasp that. So there is always a struggle between the atheist and the theist. If a person becomes a God conscious or Krishna consciousness, say he will find the many enemies because the world is full of demons. So we all deeply pray to Lord Nrsimha to protect us. And we are so fortunate enough, especially in South India, there are so many Nrsimha Kshetras in Andhra and Karnataka, basically, and some temples in Tamil Nadu, 1 or 2 in Kerala also. So now today we are going to discuss about Devarayana Durga, which is very close to Tumkuru, and we have a access from Bangalore and Mysore as well. So here 2 temples are there. So one is, 1 second, Anandaru. One is Bhoga Narasimha Swami temple, the other one is Yoga Narasimha Swami temple. The Bhoga Narasimha Swami is, and he is, there was a one, the reason to appear these 2, this Narasimha Swami there in this, there was one saint, he was Dirgapat. So because of him, Lord appeared. So that's what Lord's special avatars only comes when a particular devotee prays for Lord. So, and Narasimha Avatara, the main reason is demons. The Hiranyakashipu, he has a boon from Brahma that he requests him, so nobody should kill me, no. Like, he should not kill by human beings. He should not kill by so and so many desires. So based upon his desire, so Brahma gave a boon. So Lord appeared as Narasimha, so to kill a particular demon like Hiranyakashipu. And here Bhoga Narasimha, and we have on Yoga Narasimha. So this Yoga Narasimha is situated in the top of the hill. And we know Yoga Narasimha is basically a suitable. We just recently heard from our devotees about Melkote Yoga Narasimha. Yoga Narasimha gives us and good health, and which keeps us in Krishna consciousness when we are in a good health. And Bhoga Narasimha Swami temple, this is also situated in the hill, that it emphasizes the worshipping Lord Narasimha knows of protecting his devotees. And especially we know that Prahlad Maharaj invited Narasimha Dev, and it is also wherever Lord Narasimha is there, then definitely the sanctity, then the purity will be there. So when we approach Narasimha Dev, definitely, so we can request Narasimha Dev to remove obstacles from our life, especially in devotional life. So sincerely we request Narasimha Dev to remove and keep us in Krishna consciousness, close to Krishna and Guru always. So that's what I know about this. Actually, I'm also hearing first time about this temple. I don't know much about this temple. So if anyone has a clear picture on this temple, they can share. And I can share one temple, especially from Kerala, Narasimha Swami, that is situated in Ananta Padmanabha Swami temple, Tiruvanantapur. Before we go, Lord Padmanabha Swami, there was a small Ugra Narasimha Swami deity is there. When we go from this Saptaswara Mandapa, so we go towards Ananta Padmanabha Swami. Before Ananta Padmanabha Swami, Narasimha Swami, Ugra Narasimha Swami deity is there. It's very powerful deity. It was installed in some hundreds years back. So once temple was closed in the midnight, whole city heard a lion roaring. Okay, lion roaring. Then nobody knows the temple situated in the middle of the city and Thiruvananthapuram, Trivandrum, and there is no chance that there is no any Jew also, Jew like an animal Jew or something. Okay, that from that Jew lion has roared and all. So lion roared from the temple. Then everyone got stunned. The next morning when Pujari went, so the night shift Pujari is also confirmed that Narasimha Dev roared it. And at the same time, Narasimha Dev is very powerful. When you desire something in front of the Narasimha Swami, so immediately you will experience whatever you desire, that will manifest in your life. If you all have a chance to visit Thiruvananthapuram, so you must don't ignore. Narasimha Swami is very small deity there, and sometimes when we are in a big temples, so they push us to go forcefully forward more towards the main deity and finish it off the darshan and come back as early as possible because of a lot of crowd. As a devotee, whenever we go in front of the Supreme Personality of God, any form, we have to remember that always. We have to pray sincerely to Krishna. Please keep us in your lotus feet and remove all obstacles from our life in devotional life, which is taking away from us from devotion. In that aspect, so this today we discuss this verse also applicable. These prayers can relate to this verse. These verses we have to practice in our daily life. Jai Sri Narasimha Bhagwan ki. Okay, Prabhu, next can we do prayers for good health for Guru Maharaj?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Who is going to read?
Anyone can read.
Voluntarily. Otherwise, I can do.
Devotees I can ask Prabhu. Generally, they will read.
Yeah, then they can.
I'll ask Hare Kṛṣṇa.
My humble request to all Prabhus and Matajis, one can accept the service of reading this Bhagavatam for the
Hare
pleasure of
Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhu.
and his devotees. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. May I read?
Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Thank you, Prabhuji. नैतन्मनस्तव कथासु विकुण्ठनाथ सम्प्रीयते दुरितदुष्टम् असाधु तीव्रम् कामातुरं हर्षशोकभयैषणार्तम् तस्मिन् कथं तव गतिं विमृशामि दीनः. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My dear Lord of the Vaikuntha planets, where there is no anxiety, my mind is extremely sinful and lusty, being sometimes so-called happy and sometimes so-called distressed. My mind is full of lamentation and fear, and it always seeks more and more money. Thus, it has become most polluted and is never satisfied. In topics concerning you, I am therefore most fallen and poor in such a status of life. How shall I be able to discuss your activities? So Prahlad Maharaj is so clearly it's saying that for us only, you have to understand that we just discussed that. Especially for us, big politician is our mind. Now, political aspects are going in India, especially last 10 days. So I just interlinked with that. So our big politician is our mind. So we have to control that politician by engaging ourselves in Krishna consciousness. So he is our enemy actually, in one sense. And it has many bad qualities, sinful activities, it drags us to different sinful activities, lust, greed, and many aspects. So, and we should have some piousness in our, activity in our daily life. So through that, definitely, we can achieve success in our life to engage ourselves in Krishna consciousness. Next verse, Prabhu. This, yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read the verse, the translation?
Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
May I, Mataji, you're reading 39th translation?
40.
40th. 40th shloka is not recited.
Yeah,
Mataji, you can recite
she
the
is
shloka,
going to
Mataji.
recite.
Yeah, I had like to
No,
recite.
no. Mataji, you recite the shloka, Mataji. I will read,
Yes.
Mataji.
Yeah, very good, Mataji. Hare Krishna, done, Mataji. Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai. जिह्वैकतोच्युत विकर्षति मा वितृप्ता शिष्णोऽन्यतस्वद गुदरं श्रवणं कुतश्चेत् घ्राणोऽन्यतश्च फलदृक् च कर्मशक्तिर्बहव्यसपत्नय इव गेहपतिं लुनन्ति. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Lord, O infallible one, my position is like that of a person who has many wives, all trying to attract him in their own way. All trying to attract, one second, Prabhuji. All trying to attract him in their own way. For example, the tongue is attracted to palatable dishes, the genitals to sex, with an attractive woman, and the sense of touch to contact soft things. The Prabhuji, sorry, I cannot read because it's too small.
I can read. And the sense of touch to contact with the softer things. So the belly, although filled, still wants to eat more, and to hear, not attempting to hear about you, is generally attracted to cinema songs. The sense of smell is attracted to yet another side. The restless eyes are attracted to senses of sense gratification. And the active senses are attracted elsewhere. In this way, I am certainly embraced. So the human form of life is meant for God realization. We have to understand that. But this process, which begins with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing and chanting of the holy name of the Lord, is restricted as long as our senses are materially attracted. Therefore, devotional service means purifying our senses. In the conditioned state, our senses are covered by material sense gratification. And as long as one is not trained in purifying the senses, one cannot become a devotee. So that's why Prabhupada gave us a wonderful opportunity to practice a devotional life. So one who become a devotee, at least a sadhaka, so by daily practicing, we can control all this. It says that, Nectar of Instructions, first verse, Vacho vegam, manaso vegam, krodho vegam, jihva vegam, udrapasto vegam, vitan vegam, yo vishehita dhira, sarvam apimam prithvim sasishyate. Like a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, then the minds, the demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So here Prabhupada is mentioning that definitely the tongue is attracted to the palatable dishes. So vacho vegam. Even here says that when Prabhupada, one example he has mentioned clearly that related to all this, when a devotee have a control on his tongue, then automatically it controls his belly. When belly is in control, his senses will be under control. So then it is a favorable situation to practice a devotional services for one, a particular, any other devotee who wants to be a devotee in close to Kṛṣṇa. Okay, so Hare Kṛṣṇa. Thank you very much. And can we do some prayers for Guru Maharaj's health? So,
Yes, Prabhuji.
yeah, who can lead?
We have to recite Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Ugram Viram, Prabhuji.
Ugram Viram Mahata.
Okay, may I, with your permission?
Yes, Mata.
Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namah Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Mrityum Namamyaham Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyaham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you all. See you all in the evening. If you all are joining this, I got the opportunity to speak about the pure devotee of Krishna, Guru Maharaj, throwback Thursday from Sheshadripuram Jagannath Mandir in the evening. Okay. I'll request you all to keep increase more praise for Guru Maharaj's good health, and at the same time show your blessings and need more praise for me as well to keep myself in devotional services, and especially to serve my Guru Maharaj and close to Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So
Hare
we
Krishna,
exceeded
Prabhuji.